Today, we are going to share our hot take on whether you should feed live prey or frozen thawed prey to your snake. People have very strong opinions about this subject, and for good reason too. Today we're going to break down the pros and cons of feeding live versus frozen thawed, and then share with you our personal opinion on the matter. Let's start with feeding live prey, and specifically the pros. One of the biggest arguments for feeding live prey is that it encourages natural behavior from your snake. I mean, in the wild, they're hunting down live animals, not dead ones. Snakes don't often eat dead animals because sometimes that means there's something wrong with that animal and the snake could get sick from eating it. So it is a lot more natural for a snake to go after a live prey item. Second, feeding live prey encourages your snake to flex and constrict those muscles. Sometimes they get lazy in captivity and they don't want to constrict anything. They just start eating it right away.
Yeah, just talk to any of our hog noses that we are taking care of.
Yeah, exactly.
They just start eating.
Yes, so by feeding live prey, you are encouraging the snake to constrict and therefore making sure that their muscles don't atrophy.
But also, couldn't you just say that them moving around won't cause their muscles to atrophy?
Yeah, that's a good point too. We'll be getting into that in a little bit. Another pro to feeding live is that it's more convenient and can be time saving. I mean, frozen, you have to thaw in warm water and wait for the rodent to thaw before you can feed it. Whereas if you breed your own rodents, then you can just take your rodent straight from the bin and put it right in with the snake. If it doesn't eat, you can put it back. So It's time saving and sometimes more convenient to feed
And
live.
you don't have to worry about bedding sticking to it.
That too. Finally, and I think this is the biggest pro to feeding live rodents, is that it's helpful for picky eaters. Some snakes will only eat live rodents. They refuse to eat frozen thawed, especially wild caught animals or hatchlings that haven't quite gotten used to eating yet. Feeding or offering live can entice them to eat.
We use that trick all the time at Snake Discovery.
Yeah, I mean, if it's between eating live and not eating anything at all, at least they're eating something that way. Now for the downsides of feeding live. The biggest concern is the safety of the snake that you are feeding. A live rodent is going to try to defend itself. Can't blame it, it just doesn't want to die. But because of that, there's a good chance that it can bite and seriously injure your pet snake. Or even if it doesn't seriously injure your snake, a bite could lead to an infection. And I have heard horror stories of snakes being attacked or getting a secondary infection from a live rodent that results in the death of that snake. We used to have a corn snake named Argus, who sadly passed away from old age, but I'll try to add a picture here for you guys to see his radiograph. He had a serious wound because he was fed live food in his previous home, and he never did fully recover from that injury.
And this could also just grab the rodent wrong and start constricting, and the rodent just starts gnawing on the snake.
Yeah, we've seen that with ball pythons. They'll grab the back end of the rodent, but then its head is still free, and so it starts chewing on the snake, and the snake doesn't know to let go in order to re-grab the mouse. It just constricts harder, and it's just a bad situation.
Yep.
That being said, pinkies and fuzzies are too small. They're too young to really cause any damage, so that risk doesn't really play a factor for small rodents.
Yeah, I would probably even include hoppers in that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's always just jumbo and adult rats and adult mice.
There's also the ethical side to consider. Feeding live can cause unnecessary stress and just prolonged deaths of the prey item, whereas, I mean, if I was a mouse, I would rather get euthanized with CO2 than being constricted by a snake. So, I mean, there's that side to think about too.
I mean, there is the side of that, if a snake does grab correctly, it puts it in cardiac arrest and dispatches it faster than CO2.
That's a good point
But
too.
if the snake grabs wrong, then yes, it can cause longer deaths.
Yes. From a practicality standpoint, feeding live rodents in most keepers' cases is actually less convenient. You have to go to the pet store or your reptile store every week or every other week to buy a live rodent to bring home to feed off versus just storing a large quantity of frozen rodents in your freezer. And if your snake refuses to eat that week, you're stuck taking care of a pet mouse or rat until the next week when you offer it again.
And then hopefully you don't fall in love with that mouse and rat, because then you have to go get another mouse or rat. Yeah, it's a big vicious circle.
And the cycle continues. That's how you get pet mice and rats.
Yeah.
And finally, feeding live rodents is usually a bit more expensive than feeding frozen thawed.
Which is weird because there's less that goes into them.
Yeah.
So frozen thawed, you have to cull the entire batch and then freeze them.
Yeah.
So that's a lot more electricity and money going into them.
Yeah, and yet live is more expensive.
But it is a commodity. It's a specialty.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
By the way, the first snake I had out in today's video was Kidway, our male breeder variable king snake.
Yeah,
and
Emily got rid of him quick because he was too movie.
he was very movie. This, however, is Domino. She She is our new female breeder California king snake. She was a surrender to our rescue, and she's just so healthy, so friendly. We want her genes to pass on. I mean,
is she the top one or the bottom one?
The bottom of the two
Okay.
new Cali kings.
The other one gave us slug eggs already.
Oh, did
Yeah.
she? Oh, bummer. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, we didn't get to brewmate them, so it's not the end of the world.
That's true. I don't think she's going to breed for us this year
No,
either, but
probably
that's
not.
okay. She's such a sweetheart. Next, let's talk about feeding frozen thawed rodents and the pros we're going to start with. The biggest advantage here is safety for your snake. There is no risk at all of a dead mouse injuring your snake.
Unless that snake is not very smart.
Yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of a way that a dead mouse or rat could injure your snake. I really can't see any risk there at all. It's also considered a more humane option to feed already dead rodents. That way you minimize their suffering by euthanizing them ahead of time in more of a controlled setting.
And quickly.
Frozen thawed is also very convenient. You can buy in bulk, you store them in your freezer next to your lasagna, and whenever you need to feed your snake, you just pull one out, thaw it, and feed it off. Easy peasy.
Yeah, and with that, they're cheaper.
Yeah, again, they're cheaper than live.
Yes, for some weird, strange reason.
And finally, feeding frozen thawed rodents allows you to more easily control the prey size and the consistency of the size. If you go to a reptile store and get, say, a live medium rat, a medium rat could be a variety of sizes, and some places will let you pick out the specific live rat that you want to feed. I know we do in our store, but if they don't, then you're stuck with what you get, which could be too big, it could be too small. Whereas if you're pulling frozen rats out of a bag, you can choose exactly the one that you want to feed that snake.
There's also generally a little bit more options in picking between like red pinkies, small pinkies.
Yeah.
There's more variables with frozen mice than usually with live.
Yeah, that's a good point, too.
However, not if you're breeding your own.
Oh yeah, if you breed your own, you can pick the exact same size. That's a good point too. So those are all the pros. There are a lot of pros to feeding frozen thawed. So we're gonna move on to cons next. But first, this is Sunny Side Up, our
Yeah.
A-male scaleless corn snake.
The one we got from South Mountain Reptiles.
Yeah, we're hoping she produces good eggs this year. If she produces slugs again, I'm sorry, you're gonna be a birthday or an ambassador animal instead of a breeder snake.
Yep, last chance, girl.
Please have good eggs this year. Okay, so cons to feeding frozen thawed. The biggest con is that a lot of snakes are reluctant to eat non-moving prey, especially ball pythons. These guys are notorious for refusing frozen thawed and only eating live, and that's usually because breeders will often raise their babies on live rodents because it's more convenient, but because of that, a lot of them refuse frozen thawed with their new owners. Transitioning a snake from live to frozen thawed can take a lot of time and a lot of patience, and sometimes some creativity as well. You may have to warm up the frozen thawed rodents differently, or scent it, or tongue feed it differently. There's different techniques to try, but if a snake is used to live prey, it can be really tricky to get them onto frozen thawed. Next, there's a concern that snakes will become a bit lazy and maybe a little out of shape if they're only offered frozen thawed prey. And the thought behind this is if you drop feed frozen thawed and your snake just eats it right then and there, they don't constrict. They don't flex and exercise those muscles like they should. This is, in my opinion, pretty easily avoidable by just wiggling the mouse a bit after they grab a hold of it. And that usually triggers a constricting response, which then flexes the muscles they need to.
I also still feel like if a snake's just moving around its enclosure, the muscles are not going to atrophy from not constricting around.
Yeah, but they're not like squeezing anything just by moving.
You're
Unless
not
they're climbing.
growing the muscles, yeah. So.
Yeah. So again, even that is debatable.
Yeah, but again, just shake your mouse, just do that a little bit.
That's all
it'll
you
be
have
good.
to do. It probably offers more mental stimulation if you encourage them to rap anyway, so that's probably better for multiple reasons.
We'll like drag the mouse around and make them follow it like it's live sometimes.
We do, yeah. We gotta keep their minds busy. There might not be much going on in there, but we can try
There's a few brain cells.
Yeah, maybe a couple that we can stimulate by offering a wiggly dead mouse. The last con that we could think of for this video to feeding frozen thawed is not knowing where your rodents come from. 95% of frozen rodents purchased in the US come from overseas. Only 5% are actually produced in the US. So if you get from any of the large suppliers online, chances are your rodents are coming from China, or they could be coming from a lab setting. And I know a lot of resellers will buy control subjects from experiments, which is fine, but I do worry, like, what if they accidentally get mixed up and you have a mouse that was treated with something that could be bad for your snake?
I mean, you're one intern away from the whole bunch of rodents going straight to you.
Yeah.
And then the control and the lab subjects are both being fed off to snakes.
Yes, so by buying frozen bulk rodents, you don't quite know where they come from all the time.
So, where did that rat come from? He must have brought it in with him.
Unless you actually visit the facility and you can see exactly where they come from, but usually that's not the case.
And with that, you don't know what they're being fed. You don't know how they're being treated, how they've grown
living
up.
conditions,
all
how
that kind of stuff.
sanitary they are, all that, By the way, this is Florence, the banana pied ball python.
Aw.
He was sent to us by a fan. I'm sorry, in case you didn't hear this, she is a boy.
Oh no.
Yeah, but that's okay. He's gonna be a breeder, hopefully, for us.
He didn't breed for us? He's not the one with who's the dad?
No, Dad is Joker for this year's clutch. Yeah, he's
Okay.
not a dad this year, but maybe next
Yeah,
year.
hopefully next year.
So as you can see, both sides of this debate have valid points, but there isn't necessarily a right or a wrong way. Overall, we do prefer frozen thawed. It's just safer, it's more convenient, it's cheaper. Our goal is to always feed our snakes frozen thawed whenever possible, or to always be working towards transitioning them to frozen thawed, primarily because we have a pretty big collection, and Ed and I don't have time to observe and supervise live rodents with snakes with this many animals.
Yeah, and at the zoo, we have so many animals that need to be fed, and we're busy taking care of customers and the other animals that we don't have the time to do that there as well.
We just like the peace of mind knowing our snakes are safe with an already dead food item. But live feeding still has its place in the hobby. There are definitely situations where you need to feed live prey to get a snake established, whether in captivity or in a new setting, and they're just too stressed to accept frozen thawed. That being said, if you choose to feed live prey to your snakes, just make sure you're there to supervise the two together so that you can intervene if needed.
In a perfect world, you would breed your own rodents so you know what the diet that's going into them, and you would feed pre-killed, which you can do.
Yep, pre-killed is another option. It's a good happy medium.
It's a good happy medium, and if you breed your own, you know everything that's going into them. But breeding rodents is dirty, messy. It's
a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It requires a lot of space. It requires a lot of smell. And then you have to invest in some kind of a dispatcher. Like, you could either just smack the rodent on the head,
What are you doing?
I was gonna bash your rat and take care of your rat problem.
or you could do CO2 or something like
Yeah,
that.
cervical dislocation. There's different ways to euthanize a mouse or rat. It's tough to do. I mean, we use gas because we do breed rodents, but not everyone has the ability to do that.
Exactly.
So essentially, it boils down to what works best for you and your snake. You know your snake better than anybody else.
A lot of these things come down to that, and they shouldn't be as hotly debated as they are, but here we are.
So speaking of, let us know if we forgot any pros or cons to live or frozen thawed feeding, and share your experiences in the comments below. However, remember, as always, to keep things civil, respect one another in the comments section. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's hot take on whether to feed live or frozen thawed rodents.
Have we looked into nutritional values of frozen rodents versus fresh?
No, I don't. Is there a difference? I mean, when you freeze meat, eventually it degrades.
Yeah, I would assume it'd have to be really old stuff.
Yeah,
though,
I don't think there's any studies on that out. Let us know if there are, though. Thank you, Patreon backers, for your amazing support as always. This is Barbie. She's just an albino, but she's very gravid.
Super gravid.
Look at all that scale spread. So we're encouraging her to move around a little bit by holding her for today's video, because you are gonna pop very soon. Thank you again for watching today, and we'll see you next time.